Welcome to Training Module number 17, Common Area Cleaning. Hello, and welcome to the Stroger Hospital and Cook County Health and Hospital Systems Training Module number 17, Environmental Cleaning and Disinfection for the Common Areas of Stroger Hospital. We appreciate all that you do for Stroger Hospital in helping to make Stroger a clean, safe, and comfortable environment for our patients, guests, and medical staff. Your participation in this training is an important step in your ongoing job performance and skills development. Thank you for taking the time to do this. Are you ready to begin? Let's focus our minds and get started.
The common areas of Stroger Hospital are the places and spaces within the Stroger facilities that are visited, walked through, and utilized by the public, the medical staff, the patients, and the visitors of Stroger Hospital. Examples include, but are just not limited to, entrances, lobbies, corridors, elevators, stairwells, Fresh Impressions cafeteria, and other eating areas and break rooms, as well as patient waiting lounges. Before beginning this training module, it is vital to understand the importance of environmental cleaning and disinfection of common areas. As environmental services employees, our role is vital to Stroger Hospital's goal to provide the very best infection control throughout all areas of our hospital campus. For the achievement of that goal, bright and clean common areas convey an impression of cleanliness and infection control safety to all patients, visitors, and staff of Stroger Hospital. Our mission is to make a good impression by the appearance we maintain in common area floors, walls, doorways, lobbies, elevators, and entrances. It is our job as EVS workers to make sure that these areas are always kept clean, shiny, and bright. In this way, we convey a message to everyone that Stroger Hospital is fully committed to infection control through best-in-class environmental services.
Summary and overview of topics covered in Module number 17. Before we dig into the details of this training module, let's take a minute to summarize all of the topics we will be covering here. These topics include interacting with patients, medical staff, and guests when cleaning common areas and using AIDET plus P for these encounters, emptying waste receptacles, high and low dusting, sanitizing horizontal surfaces and high hand-touch surfaces, spot cleaning vertical surfaces like walls, doors, and door frames, dust mopping floors, vacuuming floor mats, carpets, and rugs, inspecting your work, damp mopping floors, special instructions for lobbies and entrances, vending areas, stairwells, and elevators. Now let's take a look at these topics one at a time.
Interacting with patients, medical staff, and guests using AIDET plus P. As EVS workers, almost all of you should be very familiar with Stroger Hospital's protocol for interaction with patients, medical staff, and guests. It is known by the acronym AIDET plus P. And at Stroger Hospital, we emphasize its use primarily with our duties for cleaning the hospital's patient rooms. Did you know, however, that AIDET plus P is also a very useful guideline for your interactions with people in Stroger's common areas and public spaces? Because of the large number of people you will encounter as you perform your common area cleaning duties, using the principles AIDET plus P can make these interactions go smoothly and can help you fulfill your role as an ambassador of goodwill for Stroger Hospital. Let's review and see how AIDET plus P applies to common area cleaning. Recall that AIDET plus P stands for the following. A stands for acknowledge the patients, staff, and guests. Speak to them directly, making eye contact. Have a pleasant tone of your voice. If you notice a name tag, refer to them by their name, using the formal Mr., Mrs., Miss, along with the last name to show respect. If you know that the person you are interacting with is a doctor, refer to them as such, using the title doctor with their last name. Of course, in common area cleaning, many of the people you interact with will simply be a matter of passing them by in the hallway or other public areas. In these cases, a pleasant smile and a friendly hello, good morning, or good afternoon is the appropriate greeting and verbal exchange. I means introduce yourself by name, first and last. In those cases where an encounter goes beyond a simple passing hello, and your work will be performed in the presence of others, introducing yourself may be appropriate. This is especially the case where your work might require others to move or accommodate your activities in any way. An example would be a small break room you are cleaning while people are present, having coffee or taking lunch. D stands for duration, and it means let the patient, staff, and guests know that you will be working in the room or area about 15 to 20 minutes or longer. If the patient, guests, or staff ask you to not clean and come back at another time, respect that request and make the necessary arrangements in your work schedule to do so. E is for explain, by letting them know that you are from the Environmental Services Department of Stroger Hospital and that you are there to clean and disinfect the area. An important common area cleaning example where this type of detailed explanation is necessary is for the cleaning of hallway floors, stairwells, and other heavily trafficked areas where slip and fall prevention safety is needed. While it is a required step that you put out the necessary wet floor signs and other barriers to cordon off this type of work, you cannot just rely on warning signs and yellow tape alone to prevent slips and falls. In these situations, be ready to politely explain to the people who are passing through not to walk on the floors you are working on for their own safety. T stands for thank you. Be sure to say please and thank you often to the people you encounter. Also, be certain to say thank you when you are finishing your work and leaving the room or area. These small gestures of politeness go a long way toward fulfilling your role as an ambassador for Stroger Hospital. P is for promise. Your promise to the patient, guest, or staff is to take care of any requests they might have, that you can take care of yourself, and that you are authorized to take care of yourself. Examples of such requests would be cleaning a surface or a spill, providing linens, moving a light piece of furniture, or turning on or off a light. Requests that you cannot take care of, or that you are not authorized to take care of, you need to promise that you will report the request to someone who can. Examples of requests you cannot or should not take care of yourself include giving medicine to a patient, giving food to a patient, moving a patient, or requests for repairs and maintenance work. For these types of requests, you can promise that you will report the request to your supervisor on behalf of the person who has made the request to you. Always remember, as a member of the Stroger Environmental Services team, you are an ambassador for the hospital. While you are working in Stroger's hospital common areas, you have only one chance to make a great impression. Always use it to do your best.
Emptying waste receptacles in common areas. For emptying waste receptacles in the common areas, you will follow almost all of the same procedures and safety precautions for pulling trash in other areas of Stroger. The main difference will be that common area trash receptacles will oftentimes be much larger and spaced much further apart. As such, in common area trash collection, you will be handling larger trash bags and you will oftentimes be using a large trash gondola for collection. Start by performing hand hygiene and putting on the required PPE of vinyl gloves. In the common area that you are collecting trash, perform a visual pre-inspection before pulling the trash from the receptacle. This allows you to first collect any loose trash that may be outside of the receptacle, and it helps you plan your cleaning work in the area. Always think about safety when collecting trash. If there is a large amount of waste in receptacle, do not use hands or feet to compress trash. This is to prevent injury from loose sharps that were improperly disposed of. Next, gather the trash liner by the top edges and lift waste liner slowly out of the receptacle, keeping it away from your body and carrying it to the designated container. Again, for your personal safety, do not let the liner bump up against your body, and do not try to lift the liner by hugging it with your arms or by supporting it with your hand from the bottom. Your last step is to wipe the interior and exterior of waste receptacles and then reline with a new plastic liner. Also, inspect the walls near the trash container. These walls often have splash marks, spills, and drips on them. If you see this, take a moment to spot clean these and wipe off the walls. Here are a few final thoughts and notes concerning common area trash collection. Note number 1. It is important to learn and do your best to memorize all of the locations of waste receptacles in the common areas you are assigned to clean. This helps you plan your work and helps to ensure that you do not miss any waste receptacles in your collection rounds. Note number 2. Many common area trash receptacles are large and are fitted with large, heavy-duty trash liners that are capable of holding a big volume of heavy trash. For this type of trash collection, you will need to plan on using a large trash gondola for your collection rounds. You will also need to practice safe lifting techniques, lifting with your legs, not with your back, when you place the trash into the gondola. Note number 3. Common area trash typically contains wet trash from partially filled cups, cans, and bottles that are placed in the trash receptacles. The heavy-duty liners that are used in these receptacles are designed to hold the trash liquids inside with little or no leakage. However, there can be times when liquid leaks out of the bag and onto the floor before you can get the bag placed in the gondola. When this occurs, never leave the spilled liquid unattended. Immediately clean it up using a mop or rag if the spill is on tile floors. Use carpet spot cleaning techniques if the spill has occurred on a carpeted surface.
High and low dusting in common areas. After emptying the waste receptacles, make sure to dust surfaces that are shoulder height or higher. Use an extension tool to reach higher ledges, picture frames, tops of door frames, and high-mounted ceiling and wall vents. When you dust a vent, be sure to remove any dust accumulation that is on the wall or ceiling surfaces near the vent. Perform low dusting too, making sure to remove dust accumulation from baseboards. If you see any cobwebs, high, low, or in between, be sure to clean them too as part of your dusting work.
Sanitizing horizontal surfaces and high hand-touch surfaces. When performing disinfection cleaning of surfaces, make sure to give the neutral disinfectant cleaner the required 10-minute wet dwell time for the killing of the microorganism biomass. Emphasize cleaning all hard surfaces that are frequently touched by human hands, such as the doorknobs, light switches, door frames, door push plates, handrails, and elevator push buttons. Next, clean all furniture and equipment in the area, along with vertical and horizontal edges. Common areas will often have furniture and fixtures that will need disinfecting. Examples include chairs, couches, vending machines, tables, and water fountains. Be sure to clean all of these furnishings and fixtures, removing any spots, spills, stains, fingerprints, and smudges.
Spot cleaning vertical surfaces. Vertical surfaces in common areas consist of walls, doors, glass windows, cabinets, and displays. When spot cleaning vertical surfaces, use neutral disinfectant cleaner and look for areas that are soiled or need cleaning. Don't forget to clean the inside and outside of waste receptacles after you have pulled the trash, while also checking the walls around the waste receptacle to spot clean as necessary. Look for places on vertical surfaces where dirt, fingerprints, and smudges accumulate and focus your spot cleaning efforts there. Spot clean wall fixtures and light switches, remembering that neutral disinfectant cleaner needs time in order to work effectively.
Dust mopping tile floors. Always make sure you dust mop tile floors before damp mopping. The cleanliness of floor surfaces will always turn out better if you dust mop first. This excludes instances of obvious blood spill in the common area, in which case it is appropriate to damp mop first. If you encounter a blood or bodily fluid spill, use the product SuperSorb. In accordance with the product instructions and in accordance with Stroger Hospital's standard operating procedures for cleaning up blood-borne pathogens, which can be found in the Standard Operating Procedure Manual number 24. When dust mopping, make sure you are aware of all foot traffic around you. Work clockwise around the common area and use an S-stroke while keeping the leading edge moving forward. Be sure to move any furniture and dust mop underneath. Dust mop behind doors. Pay attention to corners, edges, and baseboards, and by using your dust mop to detail clean in these tight spots. Visually inspect as you dust mop, and make sure you do not leave any dust bunnies behind. Be careful not to lift or shake the dust mop during or after use, as this will cause dust to become airborne, contaminating the indoor air environment and resettling dust on all of the surfaces of the common area you just cleaned.
Vacuuming carpets, floor mats, and rugs. After dust mopping the floor, take time to vacuum any carpeted areas in the common area. This includes floor mats and area rugs. Do a good and thorough job vacuuming entrance lobby floor mats. These mats are designed to catch and clean debris from the shoes of the visitors as they walk through the entrance lobbies of Stroger Hospital. Clean, well-vacuumed entrance mats are much more effective when they are kept clean. This, in turn, helps all of us keep the rest of the floors throughout Stroger Hospital cleaner, shinier, and better maintained. For carpeted floor surfaces, in addition to vacuuming the open areas, be sure to detail vacuum along the edges and in the corners. Look for accumulated dust, debris, and even dead insects that tend to gather in corners and edges, and get them all vacuumed up.
Inspecting your work. Before moving on to damp mopping, take a moment to inspect your work in the common area. This is the time to inspect hand sanitizers and check metal kick plates and door hardware. Make a note if any items in the area need repair. For example, a burnt-out exit light would be a reportable item for you to submit to the Stroger Buildings and Grounds Department. Also, check your work to make sure you haven't missed anything and to pick up any tools, supplies, or equipment you may have left behind.
The safe prevention of slip and fall accidents is of utmost importance when you are mopping in common areas. Be sure to follow Stroger Hospital's required procedure to place one wet floor sign approximately 12 feet behind the spot you are mopping and a second sign about 12 feet in front of where you are mopping. As you make progress, moving across the floor with your mopping, the signs need to be moved too. Also, because there may be a lot of foot traffic in the common area you are mopping, you may be required to frequently interact with people, asking them to be careful and to avoid walking on the freshly mopped wet floor surfaces. Begin damp mopping the floor, working around the area using an S stroke and paying especial attention to corners and baseboards. Make sure to move any furniture and mop underneath. Mop behind doors and under furniture, fixtures, and objects that are too heavy to move out. If you find accumulated dirt, spills, buildup, or stains that you cannot remove with your mopping efforts, report these to your supervisor. Before doing so, however, please make every effort to remove the spot, spill, or stain yourself with your mop, with a hand towel, or with a hand scrubbing tool.
Special instructions for cleaning lobbies and entrances. For all entrances and lobby areas in the hospital, there are some special instructions for you to take into consideration. Lobbies and entrances will usually have an outside waste receptacle. Be sure to empty these each time you clean. Clean all of the lobby and entrance glass, focusing your attention on the areas where a lot of hand traffic touches the glass. Remember, many of our visitors at Stroger Hospital are young children, so look down low and clean the entrance glass where our young guests may have left a handprint. If there is any spilled liquids, debris, or litter inside of the lobby vestibule or outside of the lobby on the entrance sidewalk, clean this up thoroughly and immediately. Pay special attention to cleaning and dusting along horizontal ledges and baseboards of the lobby entrance. Because of the constant opening and closing of the entrance doors and because of the large volume of traffic entering and leaving, these ledges are prone to heavy, frequent dust accumulation.
Special instructions for cleaning vending areas and break rooms. When cleaning the vending areas and break rooms, perform all the necessary cleaning tasks as specified in the procedures above. Also, be sure to pay special attention to microwave ovens. Clean the exterior surfaces of the microwaves to remove fingerprints and smudges. Also clean inside of the microwave to make sure any splattered food debris is completely cleaned out and removed.
Special instructions for cleaning stairwells. When cleaning stairwells, please note the critical importance of safe work practices to prevent slips and falls. Make sure you have put a wet floor sign at the immediate stair landing above and below where you are cleaning. Especially if you have just mopped the stairs, be sure to forewarn anyone who might be coming through that the stairs are wet and ask them to take extra precautions walking on the wet stairs. Stairwells must be carefully swept and mopped to remove dust, debris, and spills. Make sure you do not leave any dust bunnies on the stairs or on the stair landings. Stairwell railings are a high hand-touch surface, so they need to be frequently cleaned and disinfected. So are the doorknobs leading in and out of stairways. Be sure to dust high and low in the stairways too, visually inspecting surfaces that have accumulated dust and cleaning them before the accumulation becomes excessive. Finally, remember that stairways can have waste receptacles located within. Make sure as part of your duties you empty these receptacles, wipe them down, and reline them daily.
Special instructions for cleaning elevators. When cleaning the elevators, Please be sure to attend to the following important cleaning tasks. Most elevators have a waste can on each floor of the elevator lobby. Make sure you empty, clean, and reline these receptacles daily. The door tracks of the elevators must be vacuumed with a crevice tool daily. After vacuuming, the tracks should be cleaned and left in a shiny, bright condition. Freight elevators or passenger elevators with hard surface floors should be swept and damp mopped daily. Clean and disinfect the elevator signal buttons, both inside the elevator cab and outside in the elevator lobby. Clean also the panel surrounding the signal buttons and remove all fingerprints and smudges. Dust elevator doors and walls. Spot clean doors and walls and leave in a clean, uniform, streak-free condition. Clean stainless steel surfaces such as doors, panels, and framing using stainless steel cleaner. Polish the surfaces to a clean, uniform, and streak-free condition. Clean the blue laminate walls located in the elevator lobbies of the Stroger Professional Building using only water. After water cleaning, wipe dry with a clean, soft cloth.
That concludes training module number 17, Cleaning the Common Areas of Stroger Hospital. Thank you for taking the time to review this important training topic. We hope that you have found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, be sure to refer them to your supervisor.